with the educated opinion on topics of all varieties. Yo, it's your boy Bubba, and you are listening to Bubba's Banter. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your motherfucking boy. I ain't gotta say no names, right? But I am anyways. It's your boy Bubba, and you are listening to Bubba's Banter. Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to episode 2, season 4. And I have an announcement tonight before I even start the show. So I thought that I was going to do visuals this season. I talked about it on Instagram and Facebook, and I really thought I was gonna do visuals this season, and I'm just not going to, guys. It's so much that goes into doing visuals, a lot. The equipment I most definitely need to upgrade before I even try to do visuals. The editing, I'm superior at audio because, you know, I'm kind of a perfectionist at heart, like Beyonce. But yes, no visuals this season. I might do IG lives or Facebook lives just to spice things up and change things up a lot this season, because I kind of want to get more interactive with a lot of the my social media, you know, people, my subscribers that way. But yeah, we'll see. But I really think I'm going to just stick to audio this season. I'm probably going to announce it in the next episode just so you guys will remember. But yes, but today's show, guys, we have a reoccurring guest on the show, Mr. Mike Marini. Yo, what's good, bro? How you living? How you feeling, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. We got Pride coming up this weekend, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh yeah, my friend actually hit me up about that, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm probably not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Summer is over for me." I mean, it's in October because it's, you know, way too hot otherwise to do it any other time. But it's fun, man. I mean, we kind of have the. I think we have the market cornered. I think Orlando may also have theirs this weekend, but like, I'd much rather be here than Orlando. Yeah,
shots fired.
All right, guys. So, all right, guys. So today on this show, we're going to be talking about gay baiting, quotations, gay baiting. So what is gay baiting? So gay baiting, also known as queer baiting, is a marketing technique that is used to, pretty much bring in the boys, how I see it. Like, cause I looked it up too. Like, I guess this term has been, circulating for years now. It's like gay baiting or queer baiting. So I really looked into it, and I really dissected, what this really means. And I'm kind of shocked on like some of the stuff I read online about it, but we'll get into that later. But, let me fix my mic cause I'm really about to go in tonight. Before we start, go further into the show, I really want to touch back on our old episode where we talked about, OnlyFans and all that stuff, like the heterosexual men. I was actually listening to the episode today, and I was like, damn, I didn't realize how fucking good this fucking episode was. Like, it was like, I was like, man, I was going to post it up again, which I'm probably going to post it up tomorrow just because like it was a really good, conversation that we had. But it was a fun one. Yeah, but I recall like when we were talking about it, like I kind of like was against it, but not against it. Like I was on the fence, and I'm still kind of on the fence about it, because I don't really want to knock anyone's money. You know, I don't want to knock anyone for making extra money, especially in the economy that we live in right now, and the price of gas. Like that is gas money for some people, you know. So I'm not really knocking it. But a part of me also feels like I hate when people disguise it like, well, some people, not everybody. So, because I don't want people thinking like I'm being an asshole, but like some people disguise it as being sex work. And I feel like there's only certain people who use OnlyFans for sex work. Like you're just getting a quick buck. Like if you're not really pushing like quality content, you're just out there like jerking off for a little bit or shit. Like it's the same thing. Like it's not going to work. I mean, cause at least to me, like, I mean, I've rented OnlyFans and like that shit's work. Like you really have to push the content. You really have to, have quality stuff. Like these girls today want they porn in 4K. They don't want like, that's right. They want to see it from different angles. They're going to send you a request like, can you do this and do that? I mean, if you want my $10,
you recorded on a Palm Trio. Like you got to have the right camera. You gotta have the right microphone, the right spot, get all the right lighting.
Yeah, like, cause I just feel like if you out here just like posting pictures of your feet and like soft porn, like OnlyFans shit, like you ain't shit. Like that's trash. Like, and I get it. Like, I get it. That gets whatever floats your boat. Let me say that, because I've gotten in trouble in recent years of like having a strong opinion about certain things of that, but like whatever floats your boat. But like in a sense, like for me, I guess as an individual, me speaking from a individual place, like I'm not gonna pay nobody $20 and all I'm getting is pictures of them, like of their dicks and like their feet and stuff. Like, just not doing that. That's a waste of money. Like,
it's about right. It's about the I mean, I think it depends on like the price point and the way people set it up, you know. And one thing that I learned very quickly from the smattering of people that I know who have done OnlyFans is all the different techniques or all the different like structures that you can use to price everything and how that like affects the content that they make, right? Like, so a lot of people, you know, they won't charge anything, right? And they'll have some very like rated PG or PG-13 pictures, and then they'll have the premium content that's right.
Like if you want to see more, pay $5 and you can see blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, exactly. Or you have people who pay that, and I mean, I don't know why some people will pay $10-15 a month for you know PG-13 content, and then on top of that pay for when they're railing somebody or like doing something that's actually pornographic. Or, far be it for me to say what's pornographic or not, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like something illicit, something that you normally have to go to a porn website for. But like people will do it. Like it really depends on how much, I think, like star power, so to speak, that you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you've got a really good niche, if you're like, I think the angle that we're kind of going towards are like, bigger guys. And if you're a very big guy in a certain way, right? Like if you look like a power lifter or a strong man, or if you're like a super chub or whatever, right? Like if you have a market sort of cornered, or you have, if you have talent in spades, so to speak, in one of those areas, then you'll be able to charge a pretty premium price. True. And the crazy shit is when people realize that they got that juice, and then they just start like jacking up the price, or they just, they sort of create their own monster in a way, right? They're like, oh, I'm going to dive into this full time. Yeah, it's interesting to see how their perspectives change on who their market is.
Yeah, with the celebrities, I kind of hate it with the celebrities though, because it's just like I was just talking to my friend the other day about podcasting and how like I hate how like since the pandemic, like podcasting used to be like a real dope ass like thing to do. I really loved it. Like when I took my break, I just really pondered on like how many podcasts is out there and how saturated it is now, and like it's so many celebrities now that have entered into podcasting, and I just feel like, for what? Like, I mean, yes, you got a voice, and like, can some of the people that don't have that like actually do it? Because people are going to gravitate towards them. But I mean, I guess that's the way. Like, there's so many different podcasts out there. If you just have a different personality and a different way to do it, people will listen to you and be fans. So it doesn't really matter. But what I was saying is like with the OnlyFans and celebrities, it's just like celebrities are like putting themselves out there like, oh, hell yeah, I can do blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, y'all already got like $10 million. Like, why do you need to show off your titties for extra like...
Diversify your revenue streams, man.
Like, fuck, bro. Like, I don't get it. Like, y'all taking from the real actual porn stars too, the people that actually like do porn for a living. Like, y'all are taking away from them a little bit. Like, that's fucked up. Because like, who doesn't want to see like I'm gonna just throw a name out there like Cardi B or somebody, because she did have OnlyFans at one point. Shit like that. Like, and I love Cardi B, so I'm not trying to like shade her or anything, but like, I'm just like, damn, girl, like, can somebody else get like the fucking spotlight for a little bit? Like, yeah, shit. But I
that's
mean,
the sort of stuff that launches empires, right? Like, where would Kim be without the sex tape?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, exactly. Like,
so like maybe even if you are Cardi B, like, OnlyFans, especially during the pandemic, had its time in the sun where like everybody was like, maybe I should do an OnlyFans. Because it was like, it sounded like it was printing money, and to a certain degree, it kind of is like printing money. But it was like this new novel thing where people could engage, almost like Twitter, but with your like, pornographic fantasies. Yeah, that's true. As they're making the stuff, right? And so like sometimes in real time. And so yeah, like I think that it sort of opened up other avenues and other ways to get people talking about you, right? And whether you're a Cardi B or whether you're a nobody, so to speak, who's trying to get some sort of like foothold in there so that people know about you and are willing to pay for your content, then
right.
It's kind of two sides of the same coin.
Right. And now that we're talking about celebrities, I really want to pose a question though. It's like, is queer baiting, gay baiting, queer baiting / gay baiting, or whatever you want to call it, is it toxic? I believe it's toxic as fuck. I think it's problematic, and not from the sense of like, not just from the sense of, oh, you're making money off of us as queer people or gay people or whatever, but it's just like, I feel like sometimes like straight people really don't realize how they kind of steal from us to a degree. Like, and that sounds a little emotional, but like, okay, for instance, Madonna. Love Madonna. I don't know if she's queer or not, so I'm not going to even like place any type of sexual label on her because I don't really know what she is. But one thing that she did that really pissed me off was back in, I want to say, was it 2021 or 2022? Whatever BET Awards it was, where Lil Nas X kissed his dancer on the stage. She retweeted that fucking video and said, I did it first. Like, what? Like, where
she's trying to stay relevant how she can.
Yeah,
right?
And I get that part. It's just like, even like I Kissed a Girl and I liked it. That was a problematic song. Like real people are gay and queer and they express themselves a certain way. And it's like, Katy Perry, I don't know you, but I assume, and I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that you're a straight woman and like you kissed a girl and you liked it. Like, I'm just tired of them throwing out little trinkets, like especially like during Pride Month. Oh my God. Pride Month, I get so sick of it. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate the love and the support, but like, I just feel like as gay folks, like we have so much talent, so many people. Like, I'd rather support those people before I will support a celebrity that already have a lot of money. Now, I will also say on top of that, it's also, some people don't have good quality or good. If you're not good, I don't want to hear you. Like, keep it real. Like, if you're not good, like, I mean, you're not going to really expect like someone being like, oh my God, like I want to hear so. But again, like I still want to support queer people, gay folks. Like, that's what I'd rather do. And so, but when I see straight people who do shit like this, it's just like, oh my God, why are you doing this?
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess in that sense, it kind of depends on what we're talking about with the queer baiting. You know what I mean? Like, if we're talking about like, you know, pandering to a gay audience, for example, if we're talking about like, you know, for example, all right. So I actually saw this on social media, kind of surprised me. And it's a local store here in Atlanta is having a special Pride Month like kind of kickoff thing where they're having like events outside their store in their big parking lot, and they have like a gift bag or something for like $10 or something that has like a lot of their stuff in it, but it's also like gay branded and stuff like that. And they are a company that, to my knowledge, is from the Pacific Northwest, so I think it sort of like aligns with their, you know, like their ethos, you know, being like very open-minded, inclusive, things like that. But they are getting reamed by people here in the South, you know, saying like, well, y'all already have a Pride Month. Why do you have another one? And like, I know why you're trying to, you're losing my business because, you know, I don't support the gay agenda, and people are just losing their minds about it.
Yeah.
And so those people would, you know, obviously they think it's pandering. I frankly don't give a shit, right? Like if you want to, like if people want to enjoy that stuff, then that's fine. But like, I don't necessarily need the type of, you know, I don't need to participate. And if you don't like it, you don't have to participate either, you know, but I guess it's all like, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And I guess it's just like, how much are you actively like preying on queer communities, right? Like how much are you making it so that, you know, due to scarcity or due to whatever, like that people sort of feel compelled to buy your products, right? So I don't know, it's a complex question. I mean, I think it's definitely a lot more interesting when you're talking about like, I don't know, straight dudes making pornographic material that, you know, obviously geared towards gay guys, right? Like it's not gay, right? But like it's not inherently gay, right? But it's also not, right? Because they know people who are buying porn. We talked about this in our last episode, right? Like,
or
it's
bisexual,
like
one of the two.
Right. So it's like, you know, when you're making this stuff, you know who your market is.
Yes,
right?
that's why I'm so confused.
Like,
that's why I'm so confused though. Like, I really. And speaking of that, like, do you think? So that's the next question. Do you think straight men selling OnlyFans can be problematic?
I think it can be. I'm very much in the same opinion as you, is that like I don't want to stand between someone and their paper. But at the same time, what I do think is funny is when somebody, for example, in their like Instagram handle will refer to that they are, you know, the strongest and then fill in occupation, and then they have an OnlyFans. And it's like, well, so are you still the strongest that, or are you now like an OnlyFans content creator?
Oh my God.
Because market forces have made you have to like, you know, do that. So it's a complex question, right? Like I feel like it's something, if you have the sauce, right? If you have that something that makes people want to buy it, it shouldn't really matter who's actually buying, right?
Right.
I understand that it is getting in the way of, you know, queer content producers who might otherwise be getting someone's money.
All right.
But at the same time, like
it's a fantasy.
They do kind of, what's that?
It's a fantasy. Like
it is. That's exactly what I was getting to, is the fact that like by virtue of the fact that they're straight, you know what I mean? It's the same sort of thing how you hear that trope about like straight guys having fantasies about like hooking up with a girl that is into girls.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's this unobtainium. It's this fantasy, you know, that you're finally given like access to. And that's worth a lot to certain people.
Yeah.
But what I don't like, I think, is when people who do that don't seem to have any sort of like appreciation, or it's just like
lip service. Oh my God. You know what I mean? That's what I want to say.
Like condescending lip service for their market.
Yes. Like I hate that. Like for me, I do and I don't. I'm kind of sort of like you. Like I don't want to knock anyone for their paper. I don't want to like. I understand that the straight man allure is kind of a fantasy. That's what people go after. That I'm not gonna lie. I kind of had a thing for straight guys after a while. Like, I mean, especially after coming out as a gay man and like being around other gay guys for a long time. Like, not saying that gay guys are different, but they are to a degree. There's a difference between being around a bunch of gay dudes where we all feel comfortable and then being around a whole bunch of straight dudes and they don't necessarily always feel comfortable. And I kind of have like this dominance where I like to pick and like peel people back. It's kind of like the therapist in me. I like to peel people back layer by layer, and you know, so like when I'm around these folks,
what they're comfortable with, and see what they want. Are you a habitual line stepper?
Yeah, so I've kind of done that, but I just feel like it's not fair to a degree, especially to the gay content creators. Like I just feel like if you're gonna support one, support the other. You know? Like and we all have our types. You know, I get that part too, but like at the end of the day, it's just like some of the people that I see, I'm just like, what the fuck, like. Oh my God, especially the guys who have wives and like, oh, you want to see me eat my wife's ass and like, or oh my God, you want to see my girlfriend suck my dick, and it's like, what? No, like, okay, teach his own. Let me go back to that. Teach his own, but like, no, I don't want to see that shit. Like, I want to see you fuck a dude or get your dick sucked by another hot bear or something. Like, I don't want to see your wife sucking your dick. Like, sorry, I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want to see her fingering your dirty booty hole either. I don't want to see that. Like.
Oh my God.
I had to say it because like straight dudes don't clean their assholes. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just keeping it G real. They don't.
So the story goes, we actually, it's funny, my partner has a saying that like if somebody has got like that straight guy cuteness, it'll be like, ooh, like, you know, if someone's in like butch drag or something like that, ooh, you look like your butt stink.
Yeah.
Which is like a compliment, right? It's supposed to be like, oh, you look like one of those hot straight dudes that like, you know, like, is just so unaware of that shit that,
and it's,
I always thought that was funny.
And you know, gay pandering is or gay baiting is very like strong within the powerlifting community nowadays. Like, because, you know, I'm not going to talk shit about this man, but I'm going to say it. So me and JP Price talk all the time on Instagram. All the time, like, and that's I low key. That's my Instagram friend. I like talking to him a lot. We chat a lot on Instagram, and like sometimes he'll post videos of like he posted one TikTok where like the guy was like looking at his phone and camera was zooming in on him, and the caption said, "Whenever I post a progress photo, my most nastiest comments is always from a guy or whatever, blah blah blah," and then he was like, "Yeah, me too, blah blah blah, I like it," and I'm like, Well, women don't really appreciate that stuff. Sorry. So of course you're going to find nasty, thirsty ass dudes who are going to do that. Like, you're going to find that.
And they will find you.
They're going to find you. Like, women don't appreciate those types of bodies. And then, like, also, so for me, in my experience and what I've, like, kind of went through was, and I want to show these pictures, but I really don't know how to share my screen, y'all. Y'all gonna have to bear with me with this shit, because I'm gonna really show y'all one day. But, like, there's this guy who, I'm gonna just read off the fucking message, because, like, it was...
Yes. This is the content people want to see.
This shit was crazy. Like, this shit was crazy. So I hit this guy up and I was like, let me see if I can even show people, because they probably can't even see it. They can't see if I do it the right way. Y'all might be able to. Yeah.
You got to pull out a little bit, but it's just hard to see. That ring light is coming in clutch, though.
I know. I love the ring light. Clutch. But okay, I'm going to read it. I'm going to just read it because I feel like the people need to know exactly what it says. So I asked him, I said, what's low test? He said, I just seen this. Low test is under 550 in my opinion. How you been? I said, I've been good, bro. Just living, working, training someone at work right now. How you been? He was like, I've been good. I was thinking about sending you a video if you can cash at me some money. And I said, did someone hack your account? And he said, nah. And I was like, well, I'm not the type of gay, bro. Plus I saw your nudes on Tinder or Tumblr. So this is like kind of back then. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, gay baiting has been a thing for a long, long time. Like, this isn't something new. Like, the straight boys in the community have been sending news to the gay boys all the time. Like, and that's what's frustrating for me, because some of these people get on Facebook and Twitter and screenshot all these messages, and it's like, but you also bait these boys in because you know they'll send you the money. And I get it, you want the extra cash, but don't like complain about it if you like making money off these thirsty ass dudes. Like, right. And not only thirsty, some of these guys are thirsty and crazy. So those are the ones you want to watch out for. Like, those are the ones you need to like, those are the ones that will get your IP address and know where you live. Like, there's some crazy ass, but I don't want to defend them, but like, I also understand it too. Like, I understand, like, if you're doing a service for someone, it's kind of like, you can't be mad at this person if they don't want to. Because some gay dudes really get so attached to these people after they buy their OnlyFans and want to message them and talk to them. And it's like, they're doing a service. They're not really like trying to be your friend. They just want to show you from Adam. Yeah, they don't have, like, you can't make them talk to you. Right. The only thing they want to do is pay. You're paying for their service, and that's what they're giving you. That's like me paying a stripper to dance on me, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I want some ass now, or I want you to go home with me. Like, I can't do that. Yeah. How like, unrealistic. Like, it's unrealistic. So you paid for a service, and that's what you got. You know, like, you can't get too attached to these men. Like, ain't no fucking way. There's no way. To that degree, like, I think you're right in that a lot of the time, you know, like, people can complain about gay baiting, but at the same time, it's all, I think when people are mad about it, most of the time, I think there's some like really bad, really flagrant, really like kind of gross, like, gay baiting. But I think most of the reason why people, dudes in the community, get mad about that is the fact that they have this fallacious expectation, right? Like, they somehow got it into their heads that they think that somebody owes them a piece of their time, you know, just because I bought your content, right? And it's the same. It's falling in love with a stripper, right? It's basically that, right? It's Pretty Woman, but on streaming. Right. And so, you know, they think that they want some of that when they get rejected, because of course they are. They're just a revenue source to this person. Then, like, all of a sudden, then they get in their feelings. It's like, no, this person gave you, like, this content that they're giving to you by virtue of the fact that they're making this content. Like, they're giving a piece of themselves away that they don't really care about. Right? It's not like you have anything over, right? Like, they are saying, here's this thing I'm willing to sell you because I just don't give a shit, right? Like, you will get this piece of content. I don't fucking care what you do with it. It's yours now. I have your money. Right. That's it. End of transaction, right? So, like, the only way you're gonna get your money back. Get these wild thoughts that it's more than that, then that's on you. The only way you'll get your money back is dispute it with your bank. That's how. That's literally the only way. So like,
I think that's most of it.
Yeah. I just feel like too, like I think also like for me, and I don't necessarily, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I was like, I need to talk about it. But like, also like, I don't want to spend my money with people that vote against my rights. Like, I don't like when I see those grunt style t-shirt dudes, and I just talked about that on my premiere episode about like when I see somebody with a grunt style t-shirt, I always think it's like a Trump supporter. And 90% of the time it is. And I mean, but you also got some gay Republicans and whatever. But like, it's just like, I see that so much on Twitter where the guys are retweeting like these really fucked up people who you just want to see them naked, but like, they don't like you. They're calling you groomers. They're calling you like all these things, and you're buying their OnlyFans because you're horny.
Yeah.
That's where it's so
problematic. Yeah.
That's so problematic. Especially the ones who like make all these fucked up, like if you go on their other social medias and they're talking about, you know, Mexicans, black people, all this stuff being fucked up, and you is a queer man on Twitter, on your whole Twitter with Black Lives Matter hashtag in your profile, and you're buying these like OnlyFans of these guys. It's kind of like, doesn't that feel bad to you? Like, I don't like, that's why it's just so like, I get it. Everyone has a fetish and everyone has a thing, like, that's fine. But when it comes to shit like that, I'm not buying anybody's. I mean, and coming from someone who has conservative friends, and I mean, the person that's on my premiere show, Derek Carver, he says he's an angry, center libertarian, but he comes off very, very Republican like. But I've had really like a lot of heart-to-heart conversations with him over the years, or over a year or two. I won't say years, like I've been talking to him for years, but it's been like at least before the pandemic, and now that we're in like post-pandemic, quote unquote, like I've been talking to him since then. And so like I kind of know him as a person, but if he was like, hey, I'm selling some OnlyFans, I probably wouldn't buy it, like, you know, or something of that sort. Like I don't want to support someone, and I'm not even saying that he's like one of those type of Republicans, and I don't want to say he's a Republican because I know he's gonna watch this because he watches my show and listens. Sorry, Derek.
There's a lot of overlap, right?
But there's a lot of overlap.
Like conservatives and like the right, and libertarians are technically on the right. So like there's gonna be some overlap. So like that's the thing. Like I don't want to like, but I just can't see myself seeing someone like that went to, you know, the interaction, and like now he's on Twitter selling his nudes and people buying it. Like, or like the guys that are on here like, oh my God, Jeffrey Dahmer is so hot. Like, I don't get how people are doing this. Like, I don't. Evan Peters is hot. Say that. But like to say like, I mean, him playing, he's not really that hot in my eyes. I think he's a good actor, but like to really like fantasize him in that role, that's kind of weird. But I'm just saying, like, to give those examples, like, I just wish gay people would have a little more standards and a little more morals for ourselves. Because, I mean, you have people like that who already over-sexualize us. Like, everything we do is gay, or, oh, we're trying to change the people, change y'all kids gay. Like, fuck them kids. Like, nobody wants your kids to be gay. But I'm just saying. I love those arguments. I'm like, do you realize that most gay people don't want anything to do with kids?
Okay.
They don't, like, they do not care how your kids turn out. Just keep them away from us.
Right. Like, most gay people
do our thing, y'all do your thing.
Right. Like,
like, we don't care.
Right. I do not care. Like, I do not want your kids to be gay. Like, it's so weird. And that's what I'm saying. Like, but I couldn't, that's what I'm saying. If I found out someone had OnlyFans and it was like that, there's no way I'm purchasing it. And I've unfollowed a whole bunch of people on my Twitter because of that. Like, or my whole Twitter, because I got a whole Twitter too. Little hoe. But,
No, I think you're right, because like it's these people who are very so strongly aligned with groups of people or ideologies that are very anti-LGBT, and yet that is a major source of their income. Like that's a very hard and hypocritical thing to reconcile.
Yeah,
and that bothers the shit out of me. And like I know, that is particularly whether or not they're actually doing OnlyFans, but like a lot of the attention that people in the powerlifting community or in the strength community get is gonna be from gay guys, right? And a lot of those people are also very conservative, and so sometimes when they do dip their toe into making money and monetizing it, right, like they have to figure out what that means to them, right? And they have to, I don't know if they still have the same like fervent beliefs in anti-LGBT beliefs, if they have that or not. They got to figure that shit out, right? But I think, man, I just kind of feel like this is more. The more I think about it, the more it's becoming like a conversation, probably for a different time, about self-proclaimed libertarians.
Oh yeah,
and being very much on the same spectrum, or like if it's a Venn diagram with like what libertarians nowadays seem to believe and what most rank and file conservatives seem to believe, how there's a lot of fucking overlap there, and a lot of times they're more or less quote unquote on the same team, so to speak. That like when you're sharing those opinions, right, and you're engaging in that same discourse, like to then be monetizing targeting people that like are very much anti what you're about it's pretty fucked up. Yeah, I think that's very problematic, right?
Yeah.
And layer on top of that, I know like one example is there's a dude who reached out to a few people in the Atlanta area that I know, because we actually were talking about it one time. We're like, yo, this dude hit me up. And it's like, oh, this dude hit me up too, trying to partner, trying to make OnlyFans content with us. Right. And kind of he like went and made the rounds to different people that I think he thought were like, I don't know, would be good content creators with him.
Yeah.
And what he's a straight guy who, obviously based on this conversation, you can tell that they're, more conservative. And, it kind of came to light that he was that way. And so he's kind of feeling some heat with that. But what he was asking was like, hey, I want to do some content where we work out together. But then it really started to like teeter towards like a domination sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Like I want us to wrestle and I want to beat you and I want to like, do all that stuff. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like this is some wild stuff. And so the reason that seemed problematic to me, and I'm sure that he could make a lot of money doing that sort of thing. And I'm not even going to say that's not right. It's just not right for me and not right for I think a lot of people. But like the fact that you are going to sort of target a gay demographic and then you're going to use like gay bit players, right?
Yeah.
To like sort of amplify your presence, right? Like it almost kind of feels like when you see these stories, or you like the white hero complex, where you have like white people sort of like delving into areas like where they kind of like La La Land, right?
Yep.
I don't know if you ever saw La La Land, but the whole thing where it's like white people save jazz or something, you're just like, Jesus Christ. That's kind of like the way that it feels. It's like problematic on that level where it's like, this is not your space, right? Like you can, I guess you can do that, but understand that there's a very different, like we should not be operating in the same circles, right? Like we should not be featured on each other's shit for that reason. And also, sorry, having said that, I should probably make the disclaimer that like the people that he was asking don't have OnlyFans, but he still wanted to get them into his.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
And it's just like, so now he's also trying to create something where it's like, oh, well, this sort of content doesn't exist with these people. So now you have an ultra scarce, ultra rare, piece of content that some people might find really alluring. And it's just like, nah, man, not like we're not the ones. Like, don't, you're barking up the wrong tree. I don't know if you ever got any takers on that. I hope you didn't, but man, like that's the sort of shit where you see it and you're like, you need Jesus.
It's crazy. Like
shoot your shot, right? But like, I really hope nobody takes you up on that.
Right. There's a guy, he's a famous powerlifter. Like he's known in the community very, very well. And he had an OnlyFans. And so
had it in past tense, or he still has it?
Nah, past tense. Cause I think he's married now, I guess. But he, older man, he's a daddy bear, like hot, I think. And he sent me a free link like to like for a few certain days, and so I went in there and I watched videos and all this stuff. And like when I say the gay baiting was very real, because it sounded like he wanted to have sex with men. Oh my god, yes, I really want to fuck your ass. Like looking at people's pictures and like jerking off to their pictures and shit, like other guys.
Wow.
And like,
really?
I mean, and I don't know if it was really real guys, but like he made it like people would send him pictures and he would like act like he's jerking off to it, or like, oh, I want you to eat my ass. And he would spread his butt and shit, which it was nasty. Cause I was like, why? Like, you don't know what you're doing. Damn, man. I'm sorry for this business out there, but it's just like, it was nasty. But it was like, that's when I say gay baiting is a very real thing. Cause he would post pictures like, oh, I'm so lonely. And he wouldn't be naked, just being this anywhere. Oh, I'm just so lonely in bed. I wish someone would come cuddle me and blah blah blah. And I'm just a lonely old man looking for love. And like, what? Like, why are you doing that on your OnlyFans? Like, I guess content is content, but like, what the fuck? Like,
oh shit, I think I know who you're talking about now. I have an idea. I think I know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna just say grandpa. That's all I'm saying. Nothing else now.
No. I think I got you. That's why. But like, look, he knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
Like he is committing to that fantasy, right? Like if he's talking the talk and I'm not gonna say he's walking the walk, but like he's doing just enough to get people to.
But I question that. Like, I question that. Like, I'm just like, because it was just too damn good. Like, it was just like, because I feel like there's some people who do it just like it's like what it is, but like he must have been a good ass actor. Like that was a good fucking good role.
It's working, right? Like if you are questioning it, that's probably exactly what he wants. And that like mystery, there is. Yeah. I mean, that shit's living rent free in your brain, and that means that he's going to sell more.
That's
right?
true.
If anything, it's brilliant, but you're right. It definitely has like
creepy.
It's like there's no chance of this, right? So
yeah, and I mean,
at the same time, you probably were never going to anyway. So like, can you fault the guy?
He might
see it both ways.
He might be one of those grandpas that go to the glory holes. So you never know. I talked about that. Anyways, y'all, so we are at the end of the show. I'm so excited to have you back on here, Mike. It was really fun.
Always a pleasure.
I'm so happy to be back. I think I really want to do more shows, and we probably should talk about that libertarian thing, like kind of get away from the gay conversation and actually like talk about political things, especially being midterms coming up, shit like that. Like that would be a great conversation to talk about. I would love to do that with you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, especially, I don't know what the political climate is in Oregon, but in Georgia, we got some big races going up. So, so definitely a lot of things to talk about with that.
Yeah. It's a shit show here.
We'd love to do it sometime.
But we should. So you guys know where to follow me at, which is The Real Doc Dre, which is my personal, and Bubba's Banter podcast. I also have a YouTube now, so please go subscribe. It is Bubba's Banter. Just hop on there, type in Bubba's Banter, and you should probably see it. It's live right now. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Also Twitter, Bubba's Banter. And that's about it. I really don't have any much else to say. Shout out to my friends, family, subscribers. I love you guys. I wouldn't be here without y'all. You have anything to say?
Good. It's been fun. Gang.
Gang. All right.